Fans of Little People, Big World claim that Marek and Amy Roloff are acting too much for the cameras as they return for another season. There is more to Chris's recent decline in popularity than just Matt Roloff and Chandler discussing their own nuptials. Of course, there's some visible conflict amongst the women. Matt and Chris became close while working on Amy's wedding plans. Fans of TLC felt it was quite good at the time, but Matt's ex wasn't fond of it. She has been nagging her hubby about it for a few seasons now. Unfortunately for Caryn and Amy, the fact that their boyfriends are best friends forces them to spend a lot of time together in an unpleasant way. Fans believe that everything is a little phony this time. Marek, who was formerly well-liked among Little People, Big World supporters, lost favor. That followed two noteworthy occurrences. Two things happened to him. First, he began working the pumpkin season. Second, Matt Roloff shocked Amy Roloff by declaring that she would inherit the farm in the event of his demise. And now, a lot of people think Chris will do anything, even pose for the cameras, to continue receiving compensation from TLC. Regarding how many Little People, Big World supporters turned against Chris, a Reddit user was perplexed. Within their caption, they stated, "It seems so clear to me that Amy and Chris are both playing to the camera, and Amy is very obviously in on it, guys. So I'm astonished by all of the anger directed against Chris. An adult-only program without Zach, Tori, and company is what they're hoping to pique interest in. The entire thing is staged to appear dramatic and heated. Given Amy's past behavior, it is unlikely that he would have gotten involved if she had been really angry or disapproved of Matt and Chris's antics. They joke around about it so much that you can tell they're in on it together, and it's not that serious." Many TLC viewers felt in the comments section that there could be more to the show than just Marek and Amy Roloff trying to up the drama factor. Some, on the other hand, believe that Chris was forced to follow Amy. Maybe Matt Roloff is in the same boat. The discussion regarding Little People, Big World really heated up after reading the piece. Fan comments for TLC may be seen here. This season of the show would be what? Would Chris refuse to engage with people the way Amy does? Like it's not dull enough already. What if Chris declined to speak to Matt and Caryn? Amy has most likely established certain boundaries around how and when she would interact with the cheaters face to face. Thus, they required his help for the hook. Sincerely, I think he's doing this with her and for her. Amy never seems to be unhappy with his teasing of her with Matt, as far as I can tell. He takes care not to say anything that she would find very insulting. And if you observe closely, he feeds it right back to Matt in a really shrewd way. I believe Amy would not have married Chris at the farm if she didn't detest Matt as much as she seems to. Furthermore, Chris would not be hanging out with Matt if he were my spouse. Additionally, I believe Chris is playing her and that Amy is eager for him to love her. What do you think of Amy Roloff and Marek, as well as the turmoil involving Matt Roloff and Chandler? Do you believe that everyone is putting up a show that will continue without Tori and Zach only for the cameras? Or is it just a case of two males enjoying each other's company while dancing around their woman, since that's what actually occurs in real life? Zach and Tori Roloff, the stars of Little People, Big World, are departing the popular series at the conclusion of its 25th season, marking their departure from the show after over 20 years of development. Initially, Amy Roloff and her ex-husband Matt Roloff's marriage was the main subject of the show. The pair eventually got divorced and started seeing other people, though Zach, Tori, and their 3 kids are the main focus of the current plot. However, all 4 Roloff children, Jeremy, Jacob, Molly, and Zach, have made cameos on the show. Over the years, Amy and Matt's divorce, which had a significant impact on their 4 children, has been documented in Little People, Big World as the Roloff family experiences significant changes. Zach and Tori face a health crisis as they prepare to leave Little People, Big World, and deal with major family concerns as season 25 gets underway. Although there were several indications that Zach and Tori wouldn't be returning to the program, their exit from it shouldn't come as a surprise in hindsight. Zach, star of Little People, Big World, recently had emergency surgery to treat a recurring health problem brought on by his dwarfism. Zach has been a mainstay on the program since its 26th premiere as one of Matt and Amy's kids. The series has followed Zach's transition into a family, including his marriage to Tori and the birth of their 3 kids: Jackson, age 5, Lila, age 3, and Josiah, age 10 months. Sadly, Zach had emergency surgery and ended up in the hospital a few days before The Little People. Big World Season 25 premiere. Jackson's attempt to assist in healing his father was very endearing. Zach's family was clearly more interested in keeping their attention off the camera and on his health. Zach was the only child of Amy and Matt that remained on Little People, Big World, and did not get along with his parents. The other 3 children all died young. After Matt abruptly took the family property off the market, Zach made an offer to purchase it, and that's when everything went insane. Zach acknowledged that the connection between the father and son had become extremely tense, and the two haven't spoken much since. Their problems grew worse when Matt began dating a longtime family employee named Caryn Chandler. Matt was refused to watch Zach and Tori's kids because things grew so ugly. In 2006, Zach debuted on reality TV as a teenager. The experiences of Amy, Matt, and Zach with dwarfism are chronicled in Little People, Big World. "What I know is being on television," Zach remarked, along with all the associated experiences. While filming Little People, Big World, Tori got to know Zach and they were married. Their adventure then took on a new chapter with the birth of their 3 children. It's challenging to film with kids, so it was only a matter of time until Zach and Tori felt that it was too much. "We're done," said Tori on a recent Raising Heights podcast episode with Zach and her. "Our lives have come to an end with that chapter. I do think it was also time for us to move on because I didn't want, personally, to despise your family," Tori said in reference to the recent family strife on the same episode. It is surprising that Zach and Tori didn't leave the program sooner, given the amount of family strife that occurred. Zach and Tori talked about not wanting to urge their kids to be on the program since that would make filming more difficult on that same podcast episode. When discussing how challenging it is to shoot with kids, the Little People, Big World couple mentioned that their firstborn son Jackson had already begun to show signs of not wanting to be engaged in the process, as highlighted by Tori. Even though Zach and the kids appeared to be having a great time riding scooters in the home in a recent episode of Little People, Big World Season 25, shooting with kids isn't always easy. It should have been apparent that the family could not continue to appear on the show for very long as their children grew older. However, Tori and Zach were quite explicit in saying that they did not hold their children responsible for their choice to end the program. Although Zach and Tori faced several challenges while filming the show, such as Zach's conflict with his father, Matt, they also mentioned the positive aspects of the experience, such as the enjoyable moments they shared, the people they encountered during the process, and the benefits they were granted as reality TV stars. The pair may eventually make a comeback to Little People, Big World, since they are happy about their experience working on the show. It won't occur, though, until Zach and Matt resolve their conflict.